What's up, bootstrappers? This is Ryan Nickel coming at you with another coaching tip. I'm actually holding my camera this time because I'm driving the wife's minivan because mine, for the longest time, I've been driving without a heater. And my wife's like, "You're gonna have a baby. We're gonna have a baby here soon, our number 5." And she's like, "You got to get this heater fixed, or we're not going to drive with you ever." And I'm like, all right. So the heater's getting worked on. I think I bought it. Heater works fine, but the blend door doesn't. It's either broken or the activator, the motor on it is shot or something. I don't know. But anyway, I digress. So hey, this little tip right here is all about breaking habits. So I'm on my way right now to go get a property under contract. I saw it yesterday. Talked with the seller. Know exactly what it needs to be done on it. We agreed on everything, the price and the terms and everything, so I'm heading over there right now to sign it. I wasn't able to get a contract out to him prior to yesterday because I went down to Sacramento to sit at a title company to talk to a buyer of one of my properties. And sitting there, I'm reviewing the numbers with the person, and they're kind of hesitant. They needed some reassurance. That's why we were down there at the title company, because it's neutral ground and whatnot. And they just didn't feel comfortable prior to that. So we met. It was my first time actually meeting with them. Everything was done over the phone and through another person that showed them the property and stuff like that. So we've never met face to face. So we sat down, we chatted, and the more I looked at my numbers, and I'm like, man, this is not a really good deal for me. This is a screaming deal for her. I mean, she's walking into like $40,000 of equity, and her payment's going to be $300 below market price. I'm like, this is not a good deal. And the reason why it was not a good deal for me, because I'm only going to be making like $7,500 on this. I'm like, this is not a good deal. I could easily make $45,000 on this deal. And my whole thing has always been, and this is me getting out of my old habits, my old ways, is I want to be able to be in a deal with no money down, no money out of pocket whatsoever. And so I've always negotiated the deal where I'm not coming to the table with any cash. All the cash is being, I'm just the man facilitating things. So I take player A, and I put player A with player B, and I take a portion of the proceeds and wedge myself in the middle. And I've always done it that way. I've never executed on a property until I've known that I've had it sold. And part of that was because I started from scratch. I started homeless. I started on food stamps. I started with like every penny that we made desperately was needed in my family so that we could survive. And so I still, had that mentality of like, no, every single penny needs to come into my account. And so in December, I decided, you know what, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to buck the system here. I'm going to buy a property that I'm pretty confident I know I have it sold. And I didn't have the cash or the funds from the person who I was going to sell it to yet. But I went ahead and I sold it, or I bought it, excuse me. I went ahead and I bought it. I wrote the check, gave them the money, and took over the property, and then 2 days later, of course, I sold it. And but because, and this is the amazing part, this is the most amazing part of the whole entire thing, because I wasn't stuck and rigid in this one type of transaction where I had to get X amount of dollars back exactly, I was a lot more creative in putting my financing together. And so instead of collecting the exact dollar amount that I had, I gave them a window of 90 days to give me all of the cash, but I increased the purchase price and the monthly payment. No, I take that back. The monthly payment we decided to keep the same. I'm still cash flowing this thing $320 a month, but the purchase price went up $5,000. I made $5,000 just from being willing to carry the paper an extra 90 days. I wouldn't have been able to do that if I was stuck to my old model. That was one thing. And then last night, I'm sitting there and I'm looking at the paper, on paper, all of the numbers. I'm like, you know what? I've never done a deal where I've asked for private money. I never did. I never thought that someone would loan me money or anything like that. So I reached out to a buddy of mine and said, hey, you know what? I need some private money. Do you know anyone that'd be willing to loan it? And he's like, well, what do you got? And I explained to him the deal. He's like, he's like, really? I'll loan you the money because it's not that much. And he's like, dude, I'll loan you the money, and we got to start talking about how we can partner on these deals in the future, so I can have a more equity stake than just being the money guy for you. And we hung up the phone. He's like, yeah, come down to my office on Tuesday. I'm out of town right now, and I got a check waiting for you. I'm like, what? Really? Is that easy? All you got to do is ask? And I mean, yeah, it's a sweet deal. I'm fixing to make, after commissions and holding costs and everything else is paid, and like I said, $45,000 on this. Easy. But I was never willing to ask or even to think creatively outside the box here that I could even do this. And as a result, I've been leaving money on the table. So you just got to change your habits. You just got to change the way you're doing things, and you'll be surprised. New opportunities will arise you never thought of before. And man, I got to tell you, I love real estate every single day more and more and more. This is amazing. And it's just, you guys, if you haven't done a deal yet, you're so close. You seriously are so close. You have a lot of resources, a lot of great people here in this particular group, and you're just one deal away from changing your entire financial future. I mean, I truly 100% wholeheartedly believe that. It's changed my life, and it's continuing to change my life. I mean, I was on the verge of bankruptcy. Like I said, I was homeless. I was on food stamps, and here I am. I mean, we have enough cash flow every single month from our deals coming in that I don't have to work. I choose to work. I made that mistake last year of taking it off for several months and then realizing like, oh, I got to get back to work here because one, I was spending all my savings that I had because I was out doing things. And I realized that I have, a standard of lifestyle that is maintained by our property, but I also want to do things with my family too. And so I'm out there hustling, getting the deals done. We did 3 last month. Right now I got one. I got my contract right here. I'm going to sign this one and get this one going. And it's only the 11th, man. I love it. So get out there, make some stuff happen. If you have any questions, post them in this group here. This is a resource for you. I built this for you. Bootstraps is all about getting yourself from the ground up and being a success in this business. So, all right, I'm Ryan Nickel. I'm going to go get this contract signed, and I wish you all the best day.